Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? TonyU of Tu Marketing coming to you with this brand new series, Tu Éxito, Latino insights for your business and brand. Today I'm sitting here with my friend Claudia Sandoval, the first Latina to win Master Chef, and is now back with Telemundo as a star and a judge of Master Chef Latino. Claudia, thank you so much for being here today.
On the contrary, thank you for having me. I love this place.
Yeah.
El Chingon in the gas lamp quarter.
That's right, El Chingon means badass, and that's what they do here.
Badass Mexican.
They have badass Mexican food. So today's topic, we'll be talking about optimism. It's the beginning of the new year, it's the beginning of a new series, and I wanted to sit down with you, and first of all, let's start off with everybody's thinking and what everybody always asks you. What did you do with your $250,000?
I thought you were going to ask me, what's Gordon Ramsay really like?
Oh, no. I know what he's like. He's a nice guy.
He's a good guy, yeah. The $250,000, wow, that was a huge dream. But yeah, to answer the question, essentially, I spent a little money on myself.
Right.
I refurnished my home. Me and my daughter moved out of our one-bedroom apartment.
Good.
Into a much bigger home, which is my childhood home.
Right.
But then the majority of that I actually did spend on creating my business, Claudia's Cocina.
Right. And I love Claudia's Cocina. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking a little bit about marketing and brand identity. So I really want to hear the brand origin stories because that came from Master Chef. So you had to obviously play within that ballpark.
Yeah, definitely. You know, when I won Master Chef, I one of my goals, and I said it like a million times on the show, was, you know, I wanted to open up my own business. And really the thought originally was to open up my own restaurant. But I think that once I won, it became a little clearer that I was going to be pulled in a million directions.
Right.
I was going to be traveling a lot.
Right.
And that's been one of the funnest and most exciting parts of funnest. Is that even a word?
It is now. So lo que no sabe la gente, so a lot of people don't know this, but you actually, you know, had to do Master Chef, the cruise.
Yeah.
She published her own cookbook, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
Amazon bestseller.
Yes.
And again, back to Master Chef Latino, you really are doing a million things. How do you stay optimistic throughout all of these things that you're doing?
I think I definitely turn a lot to my faith. You know, I think whenever I decided that I even wanted to go on the show, I was like, you know, I had to say a little prayer and be like, hey, if this is meant for me, like, you know, I need to raise $3,300. And then lo and behold, 3 days later, I had $3,300 in my GoFundMe account. So faith has always been an anchor. It's been something that I always turn to. And it's been fundamental kind of and instrumental in how I run my business and all of it.
Right. And I think a lot of Latinos are kind of instilled with faith as a child, right? We have the bautizo, primera comunión. Yeah. You don't even know.
As a baby, you don't even know anything.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what it is, but here you are getting baptized.
Dipped in the bath.
And then now the general market is really discovering all of those nuances. Like Dia de los Muertos, this year we had Disney's Coco just blow it out of the water, right?
Yeah. Did you cry?
I haven't even seen it. I know.
Everybody cries.
I know. So I haven't seen it.
Prepare yourself.
I need to borrow.
Bring the tissues.
I know, right? But other celebrations, like other than Dia de los Muertos, we have January, we did Reyes Magos.
Yes. Three Kings Day.
Also big. Those are all religious holidays, right?
And all missed opportunities, wouldn't you say?
I would say missed opportunities because everyone's harping on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I mean, Cinco de Mayo, I think, is really for general market. Would you agree?
100%. I mean, it's definitely an American holiday. Nobody in Mexico ever celebrates Cinco de Mayo. Well, I'm lying. It's probably like in Cancun somewhere.
Oh, yeah. For the Americans.
For the Americans who are visiting.
Right.
But outside of that, you know, it's not a Mexican or Latino holiday whatsoever. So I think that there's a lot of Latino holidays that marketers are really missing out on the opportunity to really leverage those communities. If that's who your target audience is, make sure that you're actually doing the homework and focusing on, you know, Dia de la Maestra.
I mean, Dia del Maestro is huge. We celebrate teachers. That's great. You know, I mean, I have nurses in my family, so I know that in America there's Nurses Day. But really, all of the professions should be celebrated, in my opinion.
100%.
Even Dia del Niño, like that's huge too. The Day of the Child. You just give kids the gifts. It's not even Christmas.
Yeah, no, and I mean, there's just, and I know that some of these, like Three Kings Day, may seem like they are very religious based, but the reality of it is that they've become kind of a more mainstream thing.
Well, like Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas is
it's religious.
Yeah.
People seem to forget that part.
Yeah.
And like all Latinos, I imagine you pray. You grew up, you said, in a household that was spiritual?
Yeah. My family, grew up very spiritual. My mom, we weren't necessarily very religious. My mom was kind of one of those people that believed in, your home is your temple, and she definitely always recommended that I pray in those times of need, and even to celebrate whenever things are happening. I mean, only recently, I was having a conversation with a friend, and she tells me, so like, why were you like, observing Lent? And I was like, yeah, I gave up everything. I gave up meat. And I was like, oh yeah, I gave up Lent because I wanted my own TV show.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me when
Right.
we were having that conversation that, oh my gosh, I actually like gave up something that I really love, which is like meat. Pork, beef, all of those things, chicken. I gave all those up for Lent. Because I really wanted my own TV show, and my daughter even helped. Like my daughter was even part of it. She gave up chocolate because she she loves chocolate, and I'll never forget that. And then of course it didn't dawn on me until I was having that conversation and sharing that with her.
Like your prayers were literally answered.
Literally, like they were literally answered, and now here I am about to. We just launched Master Chef Latino. On Telemundo, and I can't believe I'm on the other side, and I get to now be a guide and a mentor to all of these home cooks that are trying to do exactly what I did.
All this religion talk is great, but it's getting really heavy. I think I need a drink.
I'm down. Let's do it.
So let's go down there. We're actually gonna get a drink. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Today we're gonna be making your favorite drink.
Yes, a
which
michelada.
is michelada. So I asked Claudia, what's your favorite drink and why? And she said, let's do a michelada. Tell me why.
Well, the reason why is specifically because I honestly really love the taste of the clam juice. My family's from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, where it's like all about seafood.
Seafood,
and
mariscos,
so, yeah.
fresco.
And this is a tomato-based juice that like includes some clam juice, and then it's got like that real nice, refreshing beer in there.
Yeah.
Plus, you've got tahini, and I love tahini, so it's it's a good mix. It's like a complex
I love tahini
flavor.
too myself. I put it on my fruits and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's get started with this drink. All right. So we start off with
The rim.
I love rims.
My favorite rim is actually, and I've already got mine rimmed, but I love mine with the chamoy rim.
I'm gonna do lemon if that's cool.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah.
So, there's different types of rims that you could do. You could do a lime rim, you could do a chamoy rim, and then you could pick whatever kind of
There's salt here,
you
but
could use.
I think like salt is for margaritas. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some tahini.
Yeah.
I love them too.
Tahini, I love you too.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I love about it is that a lot of people don't know it's actually a blend of a lot of different Mexican chilies, dry chilies, dehydrated lime juice, and salt. So it's kind of
So
cool.
if you're going authentic, tahini's the way to go.
Really, it kind of really is.
There's no other choice, really, right?
Oh, whoa. What are
I
you
don't know.
doing?
I get
You're
really
grabbing
excited.
ice?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a fan of ice. I feel like it waters it down.
Okay.
So I go
can
like
respect
pure
that.
all the way.
All right. What does that mean?
That means no ice because I want it to just be, complete. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this like clamato, which is of course a tomato cocktail juice that has some clam juice in it as well.
Right.
Do you
I just drink it like this. I'm serious. I love it. It's perfect when you're dehydrated.
Right, because it has a ton of sodium. Anyway, I go ahead and add that, and then what I love to do is I squeeze a ton of lime juice in there.
Okay,
so
so
usually,
I'm gonna follow along.
this is a really big glass. So I'm gonna add maybe about, these are like 1/6 of a lime, so I'm gonna add about the juice of one lime to mine.
One lime. So here, we'll fast forward through this.
Fast forward through this. These are juicy lemons.
I've heard that before.
So I go ahead and add that. And then I, of course, have to add a ton of tahini. And I add it to the inside. And a lot of people are kind of weirded out by that. I'm definitely not. I really like the spiciness and the tanginess that it gives it. Sometimes I even add like fresh cracked pepper into mine, or I add a little bit of hot sauce. Usually my choice is tapatio or like a cholula. Here we have some Tabasco, but I'm not a fan of Tabasco. I feel like it's got a really high vinegar.
Yeah, I really like tapatio.
All right, so then what I do is I go ahead and drop in pretty much the whole beer. And this is my favorite beer.
Just sick.
Now, the key here is to wait because it'll start to foam up a little bit because of the salt content. So notice how I stopped about maybe 3/4 of the way up, and look at how beautiful that ended up.
Look, you're a pro. Mine's not doing that. What's wrong with mine? It's broken.
Because you have to add like a solid teaspoon of tahini in there.
Okay, I was a little too generous.
And so then you wait, and then you add the last little bit in there.
Perfect.
See? Bam!
That's awesome.
Boss.
All right. Well, then
All right.
let's do a little brindis al éxito, a tu éxito.
Yes, thank
Y
you.
el éxito de todos los que nos están viendo. Salud.
This smells so good, you guys.
Making a mess. Yum.
Yeah, you want to try mine?
Yeah, I do actually. Yours looks so much better. It's like the grass is always greener, right? A ver.
So clamato, lime juice, tajin, and a beer. It doesn't
like
get
this
easier
one.
than that. You like this one, huh?
Yeah. Can you make me one? And
Yeah.
then let's go back up to our chat.
Sounds good.
All right. Like a lady. And then I always sit like this. Since I was little.
So comfy.
Oh my God, I can't have enough.
Isn't it so good?
I actually like yours better, I'm not gonna lie.
I
But you make these like every
haven't
day.
heard that before.
She makes these every day, 3 times a day. I'm just kidding.
No, this is how rumors get started.
I'm joking, she doesn't. This is for special occasions or all the time?
Definitely special occasions.
What would you pair something like that michelada with?
Probably just because I'm from Mazatlan, mariscos, or maybe some tacos. So
I love
Mexican of
tacos.
you.
I know, you can't go wrong with tacos. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about your new project,
Yeah.
Master Chef Latino.
Woo! It's really, really exciting. It's, a couple of weeks in now and we're just kind of ramping up. And, I think one of the most interesting things that I keep hearing about is the fact that people don't know the difference between Latino and Mexican.
Mexicans and Latinos
Everybody,
seem to be the
everybody
same thing.
just equates it.
Yeah.
They hear Master Chef Latino, and I mean, even some of the professionals I speak to go, "Oh, so there's gonna be a ton of Mexican food," and I'm like, "Look, I think that that's definitely one of the things that's." My favorite thing about Master Chef Latino is that, we're able to showcase the diversity of what Latino actually means.
Right.
Latino isn't just Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to work with a bunch of different contestants with different kinds of food. What's your favorite kind of food so far?
I think my newly discovered favorite food right now is probably Cuban food.
Okay.
And a lot of that though has to do with the fact that we filmed in Miami.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time around a lot of Cubanos. So I'm
Right.
like addicted to like Cubano coladas. Like coladas are like the type of like very sugary espresso drinks.
Yum. I thought you were going to say it was an alcoholic drink. Look at what I'm thinking all the time. No. But you bring up a really good point about like filming in Florida where it's all Cuban versus being in LA where it's a lot of Mexicans, maybe Salvadorians, or like in the East Coast, you see a lot of Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
And that in itself is varied and I don't know if it's understood by content creators.
Yeah, and I think that also just really gives you kind of an insight, right? If you have marketers that are targeting the Latino populace, and they are maybe like Southern California based, they're probably
Might be a
going
little
to,
biased.
Yes, they're going to be a little biased because they have more of a Mexicano, presence. Pero like if they're in New York, for example, then they've got a little bit more New Yorkers, right?
New Yorkers.
The New Yorkers.
I love that. And so basically what it boils down to is do your research, right?
Yeah.
Do your research, know your target audience. I myself consider myself Mexican, even though I'm American born and raised. You're born and raised San Diego as well?
Yeah, born and raised in San Diego, baby.
This is how we know each other.
That's why
we
I'm a
go way
Chicana.
back. You consider yourself a Chicana. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I consider myself a pocho. I'm sure you've seen that.
An
the hashtag.
Americanized Mexican.
An Americanized Mexican. How do you define something like a Chicana, where to me it's very politically charged?
Well, I mean, I can be very political sometimes. I think I consider myself a Chicana just because I feel like that was what I was raised around. I was raised around, a very Mexican-American culture. I think Southern California definitely.
So celebrating that culture of si se puede, right?
I am
Yes,
like
we
the
can.
embodiment of si se puede. Like,
Yes.
are you kidding? And yes, you can.
And yes, we can. Claudia, thank you once again. Where can people follow you?
My website, chefclaudiascocina.com.
Best place. And don't forget to subscribe to that newsletter. Let me tell you, you get recipes, you get behind the scenes footage and all that fun stuff. And also follow you on social, right?
Yeah, Twitter is Chef Claudia S. Instagram is Chef Claudia Sandoval, and Facebook is Claudia's Cocina.
Look for all those things in the show notes and the description.
Yes.
Once
and
again.
make this michelada.
Yes. Let's just one more time. A tu éxito.
Yes, a tu éxito.
Salud.
Saludcita.
Hey, gracias por estar con nosotros. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe now so that you can learn how to make your business relevant to our dynamic Latino world.